WhatsApp doing numbers. Hey, all around the world, got my WhatsApp doing numbers.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.
Americans are leaving America, and it is not for vacation. It's for survival. A growing...
Whoa. Survival? You can survive in the United States? Where y'all going? Bring your ass back here, boy. You surviving here? You might be surviving at the job, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, however many you need to survive, but you can survive here in the States. Talking about some survival. Get y'all ass out of here. We ain't trying to hear all that. You know what y'all need to do is come back to the States, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Ain't that what y'all love to tell us? And just deal with it. I'm joking, but I'm not joking. Let's continue.
Wave of Americans are packing up, terrified by Trump's dictatorship, Republican fascism, and Democrats' capitulation.
Okay, so before all this political stuff, some of us been telling y'all this before all this political stuff was an issue, before the economy was at the point that it is now. It's always been on an upswing with inflation and whatnot, but we've been telling y'all this. Let's not act like Passport Bros ain't been told y'all, but when we was talking 10 years ago, we were told to shut the fuck up. And y'all just going to all these other countries to chase ass and take advantage of oppressed people, whatever narrative y'all wanted to run with. And it had nothing to do with improving your quality of life. It had nothing to do with your money spending better somewhere else. It had nothing to do with just escaping all of the madness that we got going on here in the good old USA. Let's stop trying to act like y'all don't remember that, first off. Now, I understand some of y'all may not have been around for this conversation. You might not have even been paying attention to this 10 years ago. But I'm here to tell you, the Passport Bros been told y'all. Wherever y'all decide to go with the proper planning and research, it shouldn't be too much different from moving from state to state, right? And I'm a proud American. I love my country just like I love my city, Chicago, and I love my family. But I talk my shit about them when they do some dumb shit. So if my family tweaking, if Chicago tweaking, if America tweaking, I get to talk about that because that's where I'm from. And right now I'm seeing a whole lot of amnesia in these here internet streets, like the Passport Bros ain't been telling y'all this.
People in general are seeing their rights replaced with restrictions.
So a lot of Americans are deciding to leave the country because of the political climate. And that's nothing new. They was talking about that in 2016, even before then. I'm here to say, regardless of politics, regardless of who you voting for, have you ever noticed that no matter who's in office, ain't nobody doing shit for you? The struggle is real for you, the plebs, the brokies, the common man and woman. We've been having this conversation for a long time, but for some of y'all, you gotta wait till the person you don't like is in office. Or you gotta wait till the price of eggs is $50. You gotta wait for the right psyop to strike a nerve with you and make you feel like you're not safe in your own community, which that could have been the case the whole time, but you just needed the right type of pressure coming from the powers that be or coming from personal circumstances. You ain't wanna listen to people like us that said we're happy in these other places. You ain't want to listen to people that said, home is home, but you ain't got to stay here. I'm happy to see this, don't get me wrong. But you got to understand that the reason I'm trolling the way that I'm trolling is because I've been vindicated. Many of us have been vindicated that you didn't want to listen to, you didn't want to hear from, you tried to silence us less than 10 years ago. Let's continue.
European culture is different than American culture, and many won't adjust. And of course, Europe has its issues.
He's talking about people going to Europe. I don't know. Maybe since they're going to Europe, that's okay. As long as you're not going to no black and brown countries, right? We don't want you going out there, integrating into their culture. You know what I'm saying? We don't want you forming alliances and all that other stuff. But going to another UN country, that's fine.
Taxes. Putin expected to take Moldova and then Romania with his eyes on the rest of Europe for the new Russian Empire. A possibility of another European war is a safer bet than staying in a country that is already a fascist dictatorship.
That's how you feel, okay.
As a Black woman, living and traveling through Europe has been
Here we go, as
so
a Black
incredibly
woman.
liberating.
I would say my experience has been very different than what I'm used to.
I think I have.
That sounds real familiar.
Ultimately achieved the American dream outside the U.S.
Black Americans have long looked to other countries for a sense of freedom and belonging. But over the last decade, Black expats have become even more visible, if not more numerous.
They really see a kind of oasis for them to really create the life that they dreamed of in a way that's financially feasible safe, and a bit more inclusive than what they found in the United States.
And with political and civil unrest on the rise at home, we may see more Black citizens finding their American dreams abroad.
Wait. Why are they going overseas though? Why you can't just stay here and fix the so-called community? I'm not mad to see this. This is cool. And I've seen it for myself traveling. You can tell the people that haven't been anywhere by the way that they talk about people that travel. But since this is going viral and becoming more of a subject, for me, it's confirmation that it's a lack of respect for Black men. When it was primarily Black American men, younger men traveling, everybody was suspicious. Everybody was saying, this is not good. Y'all need to come back home. But now that it's coming in different flavors from different demographics, now all of a sudden it's something to be listened to. As a Black male content creator online, the only time we get this type of views is if it's some ass involved or some drama involved. And that's not an issue from these other countries, because I get more support in other countries than I do at home. This is a symptom of American culture. This is the way we view Black men in America. So we've been telling y'all this shit years ago. But now all of a sudden, because of the pressure that people are experiencing in the States, now we starting to see more people saying the same shit we was telling y'all years ago.
For many Americans living abroad, including Black expats, the decision to leave the U.S. comes down to a simple question of money.
A majority of them, since they're already working from home, have found that it's easier for them to make that move and finding it very financially lucrative for them.
Money, financially lucrative. Come on, man. I thought we was all strong and independent and we was bossing up. Didn't y'all make fun of people for going places that was more affordable? Come back here and pay $500 every time you walk in a grocery store. Come back here and drive your Benz and your whatever y'all driving at. Come back here and wear the Prada and the Gucci and the Ferragamo and all that other stuff. Why y'all not going to these other countries doing that? This is funny to me. Y'all doing the same shit we was doing, but now all of a sudden it's okay. It's different. This is different. This is serious. You shouldn't make fun of this. People are suffering at home. People have been migrating across the world since the beginning of time. This is absolutely normal. When y'all was doing it, it was a problem. But this is different. This is different. Rules for thee, but not for me.
To have that income from the U.S. and live in a place where it will have a cheaper cost of living.
Monthly expenses here, if you want to live comfortably, I'd say $2,000 US. I have lived here on less. And there are definitely people who live here on a lot more.
For Black expats in particular, there's another reason to move abroad: being judged by their nationality instead of their skin color.
I would say that as I've traveled around the world, I'm typically an American first. And then I've also...
Where have you heard that before? Didn't I say something like that before? Didn't I say when you go to other countries, you're an American first? All that racism stuff, I'm not saying it's not a thing, but it ain't that much of an issue. Nowhere near as much as the harassment and the prejudice that you will face in certain areas here in the United States. Didn't somebody say something like that before? Go look at my old content.
Seen where quite often people are not as used to Black people traveling and being in whatever the space is. So it's almost like you're celebrated and people will come up to you and they want to talk and engage
Celebrated,
with you. So
wow.
I found that it's been, maybe for the first time in my life, a privilege to be a Black person.
In Costa Rica, I feel that people are treated as human.
Costa Rica, what you doing in that third world country, boy?
First, because that's not always been my experience in the United States. I feel like I'm seen as a Black woman first, and that doesn't have the positive connotation that it does here.
Now, despite the language barriers, if there is a language barrier, I'm pretty sure she blends in better there than she would here. Because all the Black people only live in America and maybe Jamaica or something like that. You know, there's no other Black people all over the goddamn planet.
I just get to exist here. I just get to exist in peace, and I'm not worried about someone following me around.
Oh, she gets to exist in peace. Ain't that cute? I've had enough conversations with people to know not everybody is traveling or living overseas for money. But a lot of people at this point are just chasing peace, bro. I just had a dude, big ass motherfucker, man, big swole dude, angry, ready to smack the shit out of everybody. He can smack everybody in one smack. Everybody all on the floor, like flicking dominoes, watching them fall over. I remember talking to the brother when he was stressed out in the States, and I had to look up at him. I'm like, hey, bro, because, you know, I'm little as hell already. Hey, bro, calm your big ass down. What you doing next year? Pop out with me. You'll pop out with me? All right, cool. The same dude, the same big, swole, angry ass, ready to crash out on everybody. The same dude. Put him in a different environment, Throw that motherfucker a beer, put his ass under a palm tree, let him talk to some brothers. Don't let a chick start smiling in his face. He good. 1 week. This brother good. Biggest, happiest motherfucker. My brother. Good dude, happy dude, dealing with the wrong environment. Now he gets to go back home, and now motherfuckers mad at him because he not mad. Can't make this shit up. I see it all the time. I had these conversations with people all the time. A lot of people just need peace. And if they ain't getting it at home, then they go wherever they find their peace. Let's continue.
At the store, or, treating me differently because of my skin color. I'm just seen as an American here.
It's difficult to say how many Black Americans are living abroad, but interest in Black expats has increased over the past 10 years, especially during periods of political tension, like the 2024 presidential election. The visibility of Black expats has also risen as more and more posts about their lives on platforms like TikTok and Instagram. A search for Black expats on Facebook groups yielded at least 200 groups devoted to Black people living abroad.
A lot of Black expats started to document their experiences, and the more they documented their experiences, the more it encouraged other people who were considering the move to do so.
There are also networks and apps devoted to Black travelers like Expat, Green Book Global, and Nomadness. Online magazines like Travel Noir provide Black travelers with news and reviews of international destinations.
They really provide that safe space for people to decide and decipher whether they want to make that move, and if they do, it also provides the next steps from a first-hand account on how they can do so.
These communities show a wide range of destinations where Black expats are traveling.
Some of the places that I see a lot of Black expats moving to, Mexico is a really big one. Places like Mexico City, Playa del Carmen.
Oh, it's dangerous down there. It's dangerous in Mexico. You shouldn't even be crossing the border, man. It's too dangerous down there.
Thailand
Remember that?
is also a really popular destination with Black expats.
And look, they protesting in Mexico now, but it ain't against certain people. It's against some other people that's raising the prices out there, that's not interacting and intermingling with the locals.
Also, Portugal has also a really great Black expat community as well.
Some countries have been more welcoming of Black expats than others. Most notably Ghana, which announced its year of return in 2019, inviting members of the African diaspora to visit the country.
I've always wanted to live outside of the U.S., and that was always a goal of mine. It was just a matter of where.
Lewis had already spent time in Ghana working for the U.S. State Department.
I really just enjoyed living here. I knew that it would be an easier transition. And also I wanted to explore more of the African continent, which of course I would have access to that here. I would say I had about, maybe about $40,000.
$40,000 in the States, man. You can make it 6 months maybe, but yeah, take that somewhere else. You good.
Egg food professionals across Africa.
Especially if you still got income coming in.
Diaspora. To come to Ghana and learning about Ghanaian food systems, but it's not just doesn't just stop there. It's to actually learn food systems across the continent as a whole.
She says that even though running the organization takes a lot of effort, the Ghanaian approach to work is much different than in the U.S.
In the U.S., we are thinking that everything is due right now. Everything is urgent. Everything's kind of a house on fire. And
ain't a goddamn thing urgent. All that stress and all these deadlines and ain't nothing getting done. People still dragging their feet, just working the workhorses, burning out the good workers and letting everybody else play office politics.
Okay, you know what?
It don't always work like that in other countries.
I need to take care of myself and figure out what's more important before I get there. So that is a nice change.
But while moving abroad has been a boon to many Black Americans, it has not been without controversies. Digital nomads and tourists have been blamed in many parts of the world for rent hikes and increases in the cost of living. In Ghana in 2024, tensions rose between expats and local farmers who claimed their ancestral land had been taken from them for a diaspora settlement.
So I understand with this, they're talking about housing, like rent, mortgages, opening a business. On a smaller scale, this is also why we be telling people, don't go to these other countries trying to ball out and show that you got all this money. No, you can go somewhere and live frugally and not interrupt that ecosystem. You'll blend in just fine. You might not be as entitled to things or as spoiled as you are here in the States, but you can get by for a long time and be decent, as opposed to being here. The prices is going up and you're dealing with angry people.
And that's why I really implore Black expats to do their research on destinations before they travel there. Don't go without researching the area's history and the area's culture, especially as it relates to land ownership, displacement, colonialism, etc. Do your research in that aspect to make sure that the destination that you're moving to is one that is more welcoming. There's a already a vibrant culture wherever you want to move, intertwine yourself within that, support local businesses, give back money to the community so that you can make sure you're moving responsibly.
Despite any cultural tensions, most of the Black expats that Make It spoke with say they don't have any intention of returning to the United States.
You know, as much as I love my friends and my family back in the States, I don't really see myself living there long term unless there's a reason that I have to go back, you know, for family, of course. Ideally, I would love to retire abroad.
I am definitely happier living in Costa Rica than I used to be in the United States. I've gained my family back. I've gained the...
Where's all that energy at that y'all had though? What? Go in these comments and call them all types of brokes and dusties and lames and stuff. Where all the trolls at to tell them they don't know what they talking about? That their life is in danger? That they oppressing other people?
The opportunity to spend time with them and create more freedom in myself, but also freedom within our family to explore our dreams and our passions.
I can honestly say I don't feel like we'll ever move back to the U.S. permanently. It is truly such a more fulfilling, more richer life abroad. The experiences that we've been able to have as a family abroad, just being able to see the world, to meet new people, to experience a new language, cultures, traditions, is just so special and something that we aren't really exposed to enough in the United States. So while I know that we won't be nomadic forever, I definitely know that our home is outside of the U.S.
This was dope. This was dope. Who was that? CNBC? Look, man, people are catching on. I don't know what the future may hold. And for me in particular, I'm always be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But you go somewhere and experience something different and you come back here. Each time you do that, you got to go through what I call global entry thoughts, where you just like, God, we back. We back in this motherfucker. So shout out to them, man. I wish them the best.
If you're a U.S. citizen, you can be out of the country forever. Forever means as long as you want. 6 months, 6 years, 60 years, it don't matter. You're still a U.S. citizen. You will never lose.
Is this un-American? I mean, we are the so-called land of the free and the home of the brave or whatever. Is this un-American? Is this dude being unpatriotic? Talking about you can live overseas. Why do you want to live overseas? Why you can't come back here and fight the good fight?
Your U.S. citizenship just because you live outside of the United States. You won't lose your passport either. Even if you're a naturalized U.S. citizen, the same rules apply. And you can live anywhere you want in the world. And when your passport expires, you renew it at the closest U.S. embassy. And you may even qualify to become a citizen in the country you're living in. Or maybe you're already a citizen of that country, and that's perfectly fine too. So you can be a dual citizen or even a triple citizen. Quadruple. There's no limit.
Now, I'm not saying I support everything that he says, but Andrew Tate mentioned this years ago when he said, instead of being in one matrix, the way you get freedom is becoming a member of all of matrices. It sounds real crazy the way he said it, but I knew exactly what he meant as far as like citizenship and just traveling, utilizing different visas to move around. That's what people are doing now. They canceled him for saying that, among other things. But out of everything he says that I disagree with, he was absolutely right about that.
The U.S. is not taking away your passport. And even if you stay out for 10 years, you'll be allowed back in the country with a valid U.S. passport. And that's the law.
All right, y'all, I'm gonna keep this video short. I just saw this and wanted to react to it real quick. I actually have a lot more to react to. Maybe we'll start a panel and go through some of these TikToks live. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Is this like some new epiphany? Everybody starting to like realize, man, maybe I could live better overseas than I can in the States. Is this new to you, or have we been telling you this for the longest time? Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I encourage y'all to look at my older content. Look at Aaron Ferris's older content. Look at Russell Taylor's older content. Look at Charles Tyler's older content. Look at O'Shea Duke Jackson's older content. A lot of us been telling y'all this shit for over 10 years now. Now people are all of a sudden starting to come to the conclusion, as if they came up with it on their own, that yeah, maybe it's time to step off. And I'm here to tell y'all, let's not act like Passport Bros ain't told y'all first. Thanks again for watching. Let me know what y'all think. I'll holler at y'all in the comments. Peace.
Yeah, my WhatsApp doing numbers, ayy. All around the world, got my WhatsApp doing numbers.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.